Hi team, I wanted to get on here and do a quick video talking about hydration to make sure you guys are doing an excellent job keeping yourself hydrated and fueled while you are running, which is the area I find affects most athletes, that you're either not bringing anything with you, and that's definitely not safe and it's going to get you in trouble in training and on race day, or you're not doing things in the best way possible to really maximize performance and to protect yourself in the heat. So I want to give you a few suggestions that you can bring with you to your workouts this weekend or your upcoming workouts. So first of all, now, when you guys are biking, most of you all are probably going to go through a bottle per hour, and there may even be times when you drink more of this and you feel like you just can't even drink enough. So think about that when you're biking, and we know that you're going to have more of a cooling factor when you're biking. You're still drinking at least 26 to 28 ounces per hour. Now, what happens when you run? You don't bring anything with you, or you just rely on water fountains when they come about. We need to make sure that when you're doing a brick run, anytime you're running in the heat, when you're doing your long runs, you are bringing hydration with you. You cannot replenish what you lose in sweat unless you drink. And to prevent dehydration, you need to make sure that you continue to drink. We don't want to look at a run off the bike as just a 10-minute run or just a 20 or 30-minute run. You need to see it as a continuation from that bike. I wouldn't say, oh, it's okay, don't drink for the last 30 minutes of your bike, right? You'd feel awful and you'd come back, you'd probably have a headache, you wouldn't feel good, and you know that you would be low in calories as well. We need to bring the same mindset of I need to drink on the bike, we need to bring it with us on the run. Now, I know that it can be uncomfortable at first to bring nutrition with you at the run, but what's also uncomfortable is getting a heat illness or having GI issues or having to walk more than you plan to on race day. So if we can get used to wearing hydration when we run, you're going to have a much more enjoyable time with your workouts. You're not going to feel as depleted. It's safer for your body, and you're going to feel more prepared for race day. So as far as hydration belts, as you know, I'm a huge fan of the Naked Running Band, and it has the pockets inside so you can bring your phone, your keys, any other nutrition that you want. It has some little loops here or things here to put your bib number on race day, and all you do is just step in it. You can wear it high up on your waist, low on your waist. You just find the right size that works for you. And the nice thing about it is that you can put different types of bottles in the band. Now, Corel, he really enjoys this hydration belt, which he can put an actual bottle in there. So he can put a full bottle in there and it doesn't bounce. And there's many on the market. This is just a cheapy one from Amazon. He can put his phone, any nutrition here, and this just wraps around his waist and he can tighten it and loosen it as needed. Now, I encourage you guys to plan at least 10 ounces per every 30 minutes of running. So what does 10 ounces look like? Well, this is a Nathan hard flask. I wear these when I run. I like the hard flask because it keeps its shape, but this is 10 ounces. So we want to plan for 10 ounces at least every 30 minutes of running. Now, I do recommend that you also have some water with you so you can use that to cool your body. If you're just out there running, and especially if it's humid, it's very refreshing to have that water on your body, to have that extra opportunity to promote an environment where you can evaporate some of that water to keep you cool. So I like to have, and I use 2 different color caps just so I know which one's water and which one's sports drink. I personally prefer to have one of water and one of sports drink when I run. And I plan my water stops accordingly so that if my sports nutrition is lasting me 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, however I plan, that I know I can still refill my water as needed. And I don't mind stopping when I run. You know, if we think about it, you stop when you swim, you coast when you bike, you stop when you bike. We need to get over that taboo that stopping while we run is a bad thing. If you're staying hydrated, then you're maximizing performance. If you're worried about losing fitness or affecting your pace because you're having to stop when you run, well, that's the wrong mindset. We want to do everything possible to make sure we put ourselves in the best environment the best situation possible in this extreme environment that we're training in. Now, there's also other bottles that you can use. This bottle right here is about 12 ounces. This is also a Nathan bottle. So sometimes I will actually run with this with my sports nutrition and this with water. So I can actually chase the sports nutrition. I get a little bit more water here. This bottle right here is 20 ounces. So this is another option that you can use. So as you can see, there's a variety of bottles that you can use in addition to just the normal sports bottle. But please make sure that you're hydrating while you're running. If you're just consuming gels, you're not hydrating. If you're not bringing anything with you, you're not hydrating. If you're just relying on the water fountains, you're not hydrating properly. You want to drink on a schedule. You need to make sure that your fluids are available so you can drink when you need to drink. Now, how I go about refilling my bottles is we have like 1,000 of these little bags, and these are bead bags. So if you go on Amazon in the jewelry section and you look for bead bags or any type of jewelry bags, you're going to come up with these super cheap, a bazillion of them, and you can then put powder in them. So what's great about that is that on the bike for the run, you can then bring little baggies with you. You don't need a big Ziploc bag. And then you can have these, and I reuse them sometimes when they don't get too sticky. And then I can bring my nutrition with me so I can then refill my flasks along the way. I know where all the water fountains are, the ones that work, the ones that don't work, I avoid those. So I know where these things are so I can plan. And I plan my routes accordingly because I know there's just no way that I'm going to be able to do a run of X amount of time if I don't replenish my fluids and my sports drinks. Now, if you are consuming gels, most gels don't even have enough sodium in them. There are some on the market like the Never Second or Power Bar, but the gels just aren't a reliable hydration source because they don't have enough sodium. So that's why it's important to pick a sports drink that has adequate sodium. As an example, Scratch is a great option. You get 80 calories and 380 milligrams of sodium. So somewhere around 80 to 100 calories every 30 minutes is ideal for sports nutrition while you're running. Never Second is another good option. We do have a discount with them, and this has 200 milligrams, so a little less of sodium for this one. And then another product that I really like is Sword. It's got a nice salty sweet flavor, and this one has 400 milligrams of sodium. So we really want to make sure that we're getting enough sodium in our sports drink. It provides a better taste to the sports drink, and it's also going to help us replenish what we lose in sweat. So the big takeaways: please make sure that you're staying hydrated when you run. I don't want anybody going out for a run without having hydration with you. Even if it's a short, easy run, you're still gonna do yourself a favor by having proper hydration. So when you finish that run, you're not as depleted, and that's gonna help your recovery so that you can get ready for that next hard session that's coming up. It's very important that you plan your stops accordingly so that you're not rationing your fluids. And we don't want to be stopping all the time. So make sure you have the appropriate size bottles that will last you. You should be able to get through at least 45 to 60 minutes at a time before you have to refill a bottle. You can make quick stops along the way or do loops or out and backs, but just make sure that you're planning your stops. You don't want to be finding yourself in a situation that, oh, I'm out of fluid, or I'm not going to be able to drink for another few miles or 10 minutes. You should be able to drink when you want to drink throughout your entire workout. Make sure your sports nutrition that you're consuming has sodium, at least 200 milligrams. Most of you guys, especially if you're heavy sweaters, are going to do better with over 400 milligrams per serving or per 30 minutes. And then the last suggestion that I have is a cooling towel. This one's kind of dried, so I need to wet it before I run. But this is it's called the Perfect Cooling Towel brand. And I cut them in half or in pieces just so it's not as thick, because these hold a lot of water. It's that chamois material that divers use. And I put it around my neck. I put it into my sports bra. You can put it into your jersey, and I run with this. And the reason why I like it, number one, is it shields the sun from my neck, but it holds water. So you get that constant cooling sensation. You can also squeeze it and wring it out as you're running. And that provides a mechanism for cooling your body. Just like when we sweat, that evaporates and that helps cool us off. Just by having water on your body, it's going to help provide a way to get rid of some heat. So I do run with my hydration or my cooling towel throughout the summer, and I find it really helps. I'm somebody who loves training and running in the heat, but I really do look for ways to keep myself comfortable so that I can maximize my performance. I'm not limited to my capacity in the heat, and then also that I'm not hurting my health or my safety when I'm training in the heat. So I hope that these help. If you have any questions, let me know, but please make sure that you're staying hydrated for your run workouts. This is an area that I find so many athletes really fall short on, and it really is going to impact your training and your health and your ability to perform on race day. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Have a good weekend.